Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. So, a few hours ago in Rivers State, something dramatic happened. Of course, Iba City's wife decided to call Rivers women here her fellow Rivers women, and they just lost it on her. Who is your fellow Rivers woman? Are you from Rivers State? Well, all of that was going on, of course. Fubara was far away in Germany. He just arrived some few hours ago, and these are the aides. I see the video at the background, and these are his aides that came to without noise, without fanfare, gently entered the international airport in River State, and close allies and friends came to pick him up. And there's been a lot of news about Fubara lately, and he has been away in Germany for 2 weeks. Now that brings us to a lot of questions begging for answers. Within these 2 weeks that Fubara had been away resting in Germany, and I could still remember one of his media person did post when he left for Germany. But then again, this room within these 2 weeks, a lot of information went viral, of which Larry Olayinka, the media person to Yeson Wike, mentioned that Fubara came to say hello to his boss in Abuja, and said they prostrated, he knelt down and begged for peace sake. Although Fubara's person, former chairman of Port Harcourt City, mayor, said something very unique. He said when it comes to the issue of reconciliation, there's no one person that takes all the blame. A little move here, a little adjustment here. But one thing is certain, that his boss can never, somebody who never prostrated or begged to become a governor, cannot prostrate or beg or kneel for anyone. He did say that he cannot give his kidney to anyone. So why should he do that now? That they should please let the propaganda Caesar beg, that there's a reconciliation trying to go on here, but it doesn't mean that his boss will beg for it. But now with all of this information, now we are seeing Fubara coming into Nigeria, coming into Rivers State after 2 weeks of holiday. And now, in between that 2 weeks of holiday, they mentioned that Fubara went to Abuja, prostrated, begged. Fubara have not openly used his mouth to say anything, whether a yes or a nay. But now, where somebody is asking one pertinent question, which I'm also begging for answers. I'm also asking you that same question. Could it be that it was a Zoom begging or a spiritual begging? Or is this something that it happened in the realm of the spirit? Or could it be that Fubara came in quietly to Abuja, did the begging, and went back to Germany? It doesn't add up. What's your take?
I think that's one of the responses that Fubara is owing the people of his supporters, because his supporters are myriad. So for the first time, I noticed that the camp of Wike acknowledged the fact that some of Fubara has supporters, because this was a guy that you guys actually claim that you walked to put him there. He did nothing and all of that. He has no structure, blah, blah, blah. But right now, it seems as though the women are even doing what the men should do. What a man can do, a woman can do better. We saw it being proven out weeks ago, almost every now and then they were on the street, and the biggest was yesterday, where they had to prove to Ibas, maybe we've been doing this behind you, but it's time to look you in the face and look your wife in the face and let her understand that she is unconstitutional, she doesn't have the right, and all of that. But then I think whatever that is happening right now, Fubara needs to talk to the people, needs to let them understand how far is the reconciliation going, because we can't fight all day, you understand? But despite the push for reconciliation and all of that, there are certain things that we need to make it clear. Number one, nobody is the Mandela of Rivers State. Nobody died for Rivers State. Nobody was imprisoned for the emancipation of Rivers State. If you check two of them who are battling and all of that, check through their history, their parents, their grandparents, none of them were being hanged because of Rivers State. So you were only being privileged to serve as a governor. When your time is up, you step aside like every other person, because that had been the big question extended to all and sundry, especially those in the political ring. When you were the governor, mention one person that was disturbing you. Absolutely nobody was disturbing you. And guess what? There was no godfather anyway. And that was what prompted you to say that you will never be a godfather to anybody. When your time is up, you're going to walk away and all of that. So, what's all of this? We need to clarify this. We need to make these. Power is transcends. You come, you go, the state remains. Fubara, whether he likes it or not, even if it happened that the entirety of Rivers State stand in support of him, when the time comes, he will take a bow and shift somewhere. There is not even one person, even those who are in the football game, there are some people who have made some, teams to come out strong. For example, if you're talking about Barcelona, yeah, people have come and gone, but Mercy did something very, tremendous in Barcelona. But hey, come on, he can't hold down the place. Things need to still keep happening without him having any iota of influence on it. You will be remembered for the good things you did, but you cannot make any place your heaven. You can't say this is the place created by me and all of that. So I think that clarification needed. And Fubara also needs to affirm that to whoever that is claiming ownership of River State. Now look at the situation we found ourselves. Refusal to let it go. We saw ourselves in this mess whereby a stranger is the one ruling the affairs of River State. It has never happened in the history of all the states in Nigeria. River State is the first. Why? Because one person said it should be so. So I think that Fubara owes that to the people of River State, giving adequate explanation what is going on, reconciliations going on, and all of that.
Okay, but one last question. Do you think that normally they will say there's no smoke without fire? Do you think that there was truly a begging? And if there is a begging, do you think Fubara prostrated or knelt for Wike?
And that's why I say Fubara can tell us all of that. I don't know, because, greed can make people do some crazy things. Greed can blind your eyes to the truth, And I think that's our fears. But
But this is the same camp that is also known to tell some funny lies in the name of propaganda. I'm referring to the Wike's camp. They can twist narrative so much that you begin to believe the lie. Look at the way Wike is talking about this issue of a state of emergency, making it look as if it's very constitutional. So how are we so sure that this prostrating and kneeling is actually very true in that context?
I believe that if there was the prostrating thing, the kneeling thing, and all of that as they have claimed, videos would have been everywhere. Because I believe for him to step into that space, a lot of people will be carrying videos to, because if it was true, videos would have been littered everywhere. That's my personal, my personal position about it. And also, they said he went in company of some persons, mostly from Ogun State. None of those guys have said a word,
They're just quiet.
They're just quiet over it. And I mean, I'm just wondering, Ogun State, none of those guys featured. How did he all of a sudden became so close to them that, he had to go with them? But come on, it's politics.
All right, that's where we're going to wrap it up. Let's meet in our comment section. What's your take?